Okay, everybody, welcome into the Pillow Talk edition of today's streaming. The second stream of two streams, too. That's what we do. We do two streams here every day. Radio Misfits podcast platform. Hi, John. John's in the chat room. Come on, come all. Everybody, come on, get on in the chat room. We'll establish what's happening here today in just a few moments. This is the second of two streams that we do every day here at Radio Misfits podcast platform. The first one is High Noon. I do that myself. Pugs Moran presents High Noon. It's Toppets. Toppets. Yeah, I'm still taking the meds, the cuckoo meds that make me a little bit sketchy for my allergies and what have you. The noon show is about topics. It's about topics, headlines, current events, all the things that people are talking about. It's utilitarian in nature, I like to say, because it provides you a service. That's right, a cheat sheet for your day. So you know just a little bit about everything that's happening in the world. Monday through Friday, noon. We call it High Noon with me, Pugs Moran. That's stream one. Then we come back at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, and you probably know that because you're here right now. We call this show Pillow Talk with myself and James Parker. Pugs and Parker proudly present Pillow Talk on the Radio Misfits Podcast Network, and we do this show for you every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, of course. 9 p.m. until 10 o'clock. Yeah, this one has a hard end. This one almost always ends at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Sorry. All right. Hey, it's Thursday night. Look who we got here. Let's bring her in. It's Rebecca. Always nice to have Rebecca here on the show with us.
Hey, Pugs.
Hi, Rebecca. James is running late, so it's just going to be you and me for a little bit here.
How have you been?
I've been all right. And that's a lie. That's a lie. You see that, folks? I talk all the time about programming. Shit, we just say because we're just too tired to really think about the question that's been posed to us. The question that was posed to me by Rebecca was, how you been? And I went, fine. I'm not. My allergies are killing me. I have been getting my ass whooped by a combination of allergies and sinuses since Monday. It's just since the weather changed. Since the weather changed from constant 110 degrees to like 3 feet of water. You know, it just started to rain. I got so sick when the weather changed, and I'm still battling it. So I haven't been good. Rebecca, how are you?
Oh, compared to you, I can't complain. So Pugs, when your allergies kick your butt, when your allergies really bother you, is that like someone with a bad shoulder saying, "Boy, my shoulder's killing me"? There's someone with a bad back saying, "Man, my back is it just sucks."
Well, no, because I think those people are just putting up with, slight pain. Like my mom has that. My mom can, predict the weather. She knows when it's going to start to rain in a couple of days because her knees start to hurt. She's like, oh, it's going to rain this weekend. How do you know? Because her knees hurt. That's cute. That's folksy. No, I am stricken. I am stricken with something that is far worse than just a simple shoulder pain. I have a situation in my head where it feels like there is a water balloon. Imagine if just clean it all out. Take a melon ball scooper and clean it all out between your ears and then put a water balloon in there and fill the water balloon only half with water. Okay? And then just close it all up and go about your business. And you would feel that water swishing around in that water balloon. It would drive you nuts. That is what I'm going through. But then, just below that, the sinuses are getting involved. And the sinuses are sitting just below where all that water is sloshing around. And the sinuses are saying, we're just going to lay some cement here and you're not going to be able to breathe through your nose for, however long, but you're going to have a headache because you're going to have this water sloshing around you. I'm miserable, Rebecca. I am miserable.
Well, hopefully over the course of this next hour, we can make some of that misery go away.
Yeah, it'd be great. That's the other thing that you have to put up with. If I take my medication, if I take my prescription medication, then I get it works, but I get kind of jittery. And basically, it's kind of like methamphetamine. I get a little bit jacked up, and I can't take it. I can't take it past 2:00 in the afternoon. But then I don't want to take it before I do my noon show because I do it on my noon show, and I just bounce off the wall. So I took some today at 5:00. So I'm still a little bit jittery from it. So if I seem like maybe I'm a meth head or something. It's not these. These are the good ones. It's the other stuff that I have to take. It's oh
So
god.
so you're partially on dope.
Oh not even partially. I'd say I'm pretty much flying right now. So one of the things that I want to get into tonight, once James comes along here, I want to I don't know. I've got two subjects here. Let me ask you if you've heard about either of these two. Okay, tell me if you have a preference of what you'd like to discuss here. Did you hear about the lady in Plano, Texas, which is a suburb just north of where I am? It's actually where my son lives. Plano, Texas, who accosted the Indian ladies in the parking lot of the fancy wine bar. It's one of these new viral videos, but it's burning up the charts. Big story here locally. She got arrested. I was going to show the video. Are you familiar with this story at all?
I've heard a bit about it. It's the woman going after the Native American.
No, no. I think they're actual Indians. I think these are like India, like over in India. Yeah.
Those kind of Indians.
Well, yeah, though, yeah, the real Indians, actual, not Native Americans, not indigenous people, but the actual people who are from India. James is here. Okay, so you're familiar with that one.
I think I would have to be filled in on that one.
Okay, but at least you know it's a thing. So that's one that I want to go through. Hi, James. How are you? James Parker joining us. A little bit tardy today.
Thank you. Sorry for my absence or my
That's
tardiness.
all right. We're just talking about a couple of stories that I want to talk about today, and I was asking Rebecca if she had any familiarity with either of them. The first one, James, I just asked her about was the woman in Plano, the Karen in the parking lot in Plano that started yelling at the Indian ladies. Did you see this?
No. What'd
You
she
didn't see it?
do, man? What an idiot. I already don't like him.
Yeah, no, it's great. Okay, so there's that one. And then the other story that I'm really interested in, did you guys hear? And I thought maybe this would be a nice thing to discuss. Have you heard about this story coming out of Rochester, New York? It is about I guess there was a political party, well, just a party held by a big political donor in the town, and a bunch of city employees were forced to go, and so a bunch of city employees showed up at this party, and there was all kinds of like far right stuff and signs that were mocking like Juneteenth, and a bunch of city workers are there. So now there's a big lawsuit going. Are you guys familiar at all with that story that's coming out of Rochester, New York?
No, not at all, but it does sound funny.
That's crazy. Yeah, a bunch of people suing the city of Rochester because they went to a party that sucked. It's like, who hasn't been to a party that's, oh, you mean you saw something that offended you at the party? Yeah. Okay, I've seen that too. All right, other than that, I got that. Joe Pesci's doing movies again. I thought maybe we could talk about that. I got other things too. James, how about you? What's on your plate? You got anything you want to get into tonight?
Well, I have some stories from Bug Tussle that are worth a review, and I would just like to hear your commentary from the outside world of, because I mean, that's one thing I like about talking to both of you guys is that you're from Chicago and you're from Fairfield, Connecticut, via Boston, and then you spent like the last 15 or something years in New Orleans. So y'all have never lived in Bug Tussle. Y'all don't. There's just things y'all just haven't really seen.
Yeah,
And
no,
so,
I have never. I've lived in a number of places, but I've never lived in a rural place. I've never lived rurally. And that I can say is by design. I don't think I'm
right. Becky, you've never lived anywhere rural, have you?
Not really, no. I mean, there's a couple parts of New Orleans I found myself in that could be considered rural, but you should stay out of them after dark. But other than that, no, I've never lived rural.
Yeah, I think the word's feral.
It's still New Orleans. It might be rural to you or rural to you, but it's still New Orleans proper. Doesn't count. All right, so what do you got? What kind of craziness is happening there? You want to start, or you want to do a monologue? Is that?
I do want to. Yeah, let's do that. I mean, if I can have the floor and everything.
Oh, good Lord!
I know.
Daddy likes it.
Regular Mariah Carey diva.
Boy. He is a special boy. Gets the big floor to himself.
No green M&Ms.
All right, here we go.
Actually, no brown ones. That sounds worse.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Comfort Nest Comedy Stage, high above the 1%er compound in beautiful downtown Highland Park, Texas. I don't feel like I'm into it today. I don't feel like I'm giving it the full zest.
Just mail it in. Mail it in.
All right, he's mailing it in, so why shouldn't I? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage James Equanimous St. Brown Parker.
Oh, you're a beautiful crowd. Thank you so much. It's a great middle name. Sylvester Stallone and his wife, Jennifer Flavin, have split up. Close friends of the couple say they're not surprised because their relationship has always been a little rocky. Horrible start. According to a new poll, West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin's approval rating has fallen to 11%. To put that in perspective, 12% approve of Gary Busey.
Nobody approves of Gary Busey. That's how bad that is, folks. Ain't nobody. Come on.
All right. The American West is suffering from its worst drought in modern history. To give you an idea of how bad it is, bars are holding dry T-shirt contests.
Oh, now, people. Oh, calm down, folks. I know it's been.
How do I get booed in my own bit?
2 in a row. They're gonna walk out. James, pick it up.
This is my bit. Okay,
pick it up.
Janelle Evans is now has announced she's leaving the show Teen Mom, but she promises her fans she will continue to be a skank.
Yeah, those teen moms.
Skanks.
Ain't they all porn stars, James? Didn't like half the teen moms go on to be porn stars?
I don't know what the ratio is, but I know when my cousins had out of wedlock kids in their teenage years, they didn't get a TV show. 15 years after his elimination from American Idol, Sanjaya Malakar has announced that he is bisexual. And then the manager of Wendy's said, yeah. Could you drop another bag of fries? Oh, they like that one. No one cares, and you're a loser. It was on this day in 1994. Billy Joel divorced Christy Brinkley, which made sense because, he's way hotter than she is. I mean, it's none of my business, though. Dinosaur tracks from 113 million years ago have been discovered in Texas. Paleontologists theorize that the reptiles migrated from California for lower taxes and more freedom.
Yeah, the Roganosaurus.
Right, the Elonosaurus.
The Elonosaurus.
We're too smart. New research shows that hypnosis could be an alternative to opioids for pain relief, but there are side effects like getting sleepy, very sleepy. You so I did. It's a smart crowd. They get it. Tomorrow is National Dog Day, so congrats to Pug's mom. Oh,
I don't have to play around. I don't have to play along.
Gee, I wonder who's pushing the buttons. Happy early birthday to Pee Wee Herman tomorrow. You know how old we are? Pee Wee Herman turns 70 tomorrow. And it seems like only yesterday he was that fun-loving nerd spanking in public. Okay. They had to check with the judges on that one. Yikes. Can you believe he's 70?
Yeah, actually, I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, my God, how old are we? But yeah, that seems about right.
Happy birthday to Gene Simmons of Kiss. I don't want to say he's getting old, but he and the band have a new song called The Villages Rock City. Come on, man. I'm trying to earn my dinner over here. And finally.
Oh, finally, here we go.
Another big happy birthday. I heard about this one on the noon show. There's a good little high noon show that this guy Pugs Miranda does. You should check it out. But happy birthday to Billy Ray Cyrus. I don't want to say he's getting old, but he has a new song called My Achy Breaky Hips.
Never saw that one coming.
Him and Lil Nas X probably can do it on that one.
Past me. All right. Let me close that.
Breaky hips.
Let me close that.
It's something how someone named Pee Wee is now 70. You think of Pee Wee, you think of someone who's young or
Who are some
small or
other
little.
famous Pee-wees?
Pee Wee Reese, baseball player.
Was he called Pee-wee when he was 70? Wasn't
Yeah,
there a
he
wasn't there a
was a
Pee-wee
Hall of
on the
Fame
Little
base.
Rascals?
No, there was a Spanky on the Little Rascals, not a Pee-wee.
That's good. Hold on. Pee Wee draft in the
And there
first
was
round.
Weezer.
Right.
Pee Wee draft. There's Pee Wee Reese and Pee Wee Herman. Those really are the Pee Wee. Hold on.
It's all downhill from there. There's a big drop off to your third favorite Pee-wee.
It goes Pee Wee Herman comes up first. If you put Pee Wee into Google, are you ready for this?
You know what? I am kind of interested in this now.
If you put Pee Wee into Google, you get the first thing that comes up is Pee Wee Herman. The second thing that comes up is Pee Wee Reese. Then it's Pee Wee football, then Pee Wee's Big Adventure, then Pee Wee. There are no other Pee Wees. Wow, that's it.
I figured there'd be a Pee Wee Jackson, or maybe a Pee Wee Smith, something like that. But no, there's only two Pee Wees.
Are you telling me like there's not some gang leader that's been arrested and put up on the news in New York, LA, or Chicago in all these years that wasn't named Pee Wee Jackson? That's totally a gang leader name.
All right, sorry to interrupt, but can we split the screens again? Because I still have the floor and I'm enjoying it, but
yeah,
I'm the only one.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, and I'd also like to not wait till the end of the show to point out that the end of the month is coming up, and if you don't donate, then you're just stealing. You're just stealing. So.
Yeah, that's not really how I present it, but okay, James, whatever you need to do. What'd you send me? Am I putting?
It's a hard sell. It's a hard sell, dude. Yeah. So that was this is one of the stories I want to talk about. I have a few, but they're all small. None of these are like big, amazing, like Roe v. Wade type stories. These are all just like little tales from Bug Tussle.
Okay.
So I'm going to be peppering you with a couple. When you get bored, tell me, and we'll do the next one. All right. So in this first story, can you pull it up so other people can see it?
Sure.
Or you want me to do the screen share? I just think it works better when you control it, but I can do it if you want.
Yeah. No, I got it.
Okay. Figured, but I agree.
Is it sharing?
Yeah, adults only water park. Sounds like a wild time.
Okay, so exactly. So what does that sound like? What's your first impression of adults only water park? College Station is college towns where A&M is, and so what happens? What do you think is going to happen at the adults only water park that is just a few minutes drive away from the second biggest university in Texas?
I think
first thing that I could think of is urine.
Right. I mean, you see the swim up bar. You can literally see the swim up bar. All right, now let's throw you for a loop.
Parties. It's going to be, but they're going to be crazy. They're obviously going after a college crowd. They're near College Station. They want people go out there and have like that Las Vegas pool party experience there in College Station. It's going to be debauchery. There's going to be tops ripped off. It's going to be drinking. It's going to be DJs and loud music. It's going to be all of that kind of stuff. Essentially, it's going to be something you wouldn't want your 13-year-old to go to. So it's going to be an adults only. Now, I don't think, and is this where you're going? I don't expect it to be like a porn set. I don't think you're going to be allowed to have sex out in the open or anything like that. But it's not going to be kid friendly. It's going to be a pool party atmosphere like a Vegas pool party.
Okay. Y'all don't understand Bug Tussle. I want you to scroll down and I want you to play the little promo video because I want you, because Jeff's over there, water park for swingers. And look, to be fair, that if it was, maybe in the middle of Chicago or maybe even in the middle of Boston or something to that effect, you'd be more likely to be correct. But no, not this video. Did you scroll down? There's like a YouTube video that's sort of a promo for this dude. That's at the bottom of the article. Yeah, keep going down. Keep going down. There's adults playing on the
that one there.
Water. That one. That's the one. Do full screen and let's listen to this.
Hold on. We'll go over to what we're gonna watch this one on YouTube. So let me make sure we get that loaded up.
I can't believe how.
Okay, hold on. I know it's not.
That's it. That's the intro music. Yeah, hang on. Yeah, you gotta do the share screen. Full screen it. And then we'll shut up.
Okay. Okay. All right. So this is what it looks.
So far, yeah. Yeah, but all right, you have to listen to the narration and see how many points
All right.
you
Well,
scored. This is great. It's
we'll
gonna be great.
let it go.
From the outside looking in, Barrack's Staycation Resort looks and sounds like a place that is full of debauchery, but it is far from that. We have been anointed with a unique and challenging calling to be a refuge where the lost can feel loved and they can experience the light of redemption in this world's darkness. We have been called to meet people right where they are at and not pass judgment.
Oh
When
God.
Jesus was challenged for eating
Here
with
we
tax collectors
go.
and sinners, he stated it beautifully. Healthy people don't need a doctor, but sick people do. I didn't come to call the righteous people, but the sinners. And he did just that with me. By the age of 28, I was married to my beautiful wife, my businesses were thriving, and I was already a father to my first son. And I was making more money than I had ever imagined possible. And despite all of that worldly success, my life was empty, without purpose. It was full of sin. I battled a crippling depression with suicidal thoughts and anxiety. And it was at my rock bottom where God revealed himself, his love, and his plan for me in a radical way. He instantly pulled the depths of that darkness. The last has been an incredible journey of complete transformation of my heart, my family, and business. And then there was one day that God asked me, he says, will you learn to love all of my children? And after seeing him redeem me from my brokenness,
James, what the hell are we
I knew
doing
that
here?
there was hope
This
for
is
everyone
this is
else
what I'm talking
to
about.
say,
Does it
absolutely.
have a lazy river?
We're obviously not a church.
What the hell
We
is
have been
this?
called to be a
This
bridge
This is a
for the
water
lost to
park
be
church.
found
It's a
by
water
creating
park
opportunities
church.
to
Do I have
exchange
that right?
joy and
What does
deepening
this have to do with
relations.
the water park at
We're here to
all?
love,
I don't care if you were
to
going to kill
serve,
yourself.
and to
Does it
plant
have a lazy
seeds.
river?
Do they do baptisms in some of the water in that water park?
Yeah, the whole damn thing's a baptism, apparently. What does that have to do with anything? Like, wouldn't that be weird if your plumber did that and be like, listen, I'm building a house and I want to do one of those like two-headed showers. He's like, well, man, I was so depressed 3 years ago. I was thinking about killing myself. I'd made more money than ever. I said, what are you talking about? It's a yes or no. Like, and I'm over here thinking this is going to be a promo. Hey, this is family fun time. Look what we got at the concession stand. We have a lazy river. We have 3 slides. We have a swim up bar, and we have free parking. You know, it's just something. Does parking cost anything? Can you talk about your business and not yourself for 5 seconds? Like, I'm a Christian, but this strikes me as incredibly narcissistic.
He's
Like,
looking
no
for
one cares.
he's
No
looking
one
for
cares.
investors. He's looking for people, some gullible Christians that
No, it's already open and it's thriving.
right. Yeah.
It is doing very well.
So why can't kids come?
Yeah, if it's so damn Jesus-y,
Wasn't that weird? Why
would
can't
you
kids
want-
come? What are you guys doing here? You seem like
I
a
don't
really
get it.
nice.
I don't see. This is why I'm bringing this to you, because I know the outside world would just be baffled. But this happens every day in Bug Tussle. This is what's on the news in Bug Tussle. You know, we didn't have a drive-by shooting. Our mayor didn't go sit behind the carjacker in court like they did in New Orleans or anything fun like that. So what's the big news here? Hey, that adult swim park that opened over by A&M is actually doing really well.
I
The
thought
adult swim park run by Christians.
Yeah, and then let me do a soft sell on Jesus while I'm at it.
Yeah, I thought the big news there was that he was 28. He had a beautiful wife. He had his first child. His businesses were making more money than he could ever imagine. He could have ended it right there, but then he continued and he said, yet my life was full of sin and I wasn't happy. I mean, imagine that. You're 28. You got a beautiful wife, your first kid, and your businesses are making more money than you ever imagined, yet you were bummed out.
Well, it's also we also know what the sin is. I mean, we don't have to know specifically, but it's like either he, did a bunch of blow or he slept around. It's like, oh, I feel sorry for you. You were a rich guy in your 20s doing blow and strippers. Yeah, it sounds horrible. Why?
That's what it is.
What an object of sympathy this poor fella is, right? And what'd you do? What'd you do to remedy yourself? You found Jesus and opened a water park?
He's going to hook up with college girls at that water park. I'm telling you, the temptation is going to be there, and he doesn't do well with temptation. I can tell. He always throws himself on the sword and, does the whole "I've sinned against you," and he goes back to the church and he's Mr. Good Christian guy again. But he fails a lot. like he fails a lot. Yeah. So
Man.
I think this is all just a way for him to do, meet people who have cocaine, and so that he can hook up with bikini girls from college again. And it's all front.
Well, there's quite a bit of that in Bug Tussle. There's like we are the Christian home builders, or we're the Christian slab pourers, or whatever, concrete company. That, like, a lot of them are so overtly Christian. They put crosses everywhere, like they're about to go battle the Ottoman Turks or something.
Yeah.
It's
called
like,
exploitation.
can you just
That's
pour
what
me
it's
a
called.
slab?
You're saying Christians exploit their faith? No. Are you kidding me?
Well, look, some of them are just really proud of it, and that's like their identity.
Right. They want other
And
people
some people are, of course, exploiting it, of course. But I mean, I don't know if this dude is. Do you think this dude's a fake?
Yes.
Do you think he's legit, or is he a sociopath?
No, he's a fake. He's a fake because if he was truly, well, actually, this is complicated for me because there are two kinds of people. I think there are two kinds of Christians, and there's to that point there are two kinds of Christianities. I believe that there are a whole lot of people who actually do follow and practice Christianity who are not fakes. I think that there is this whole wing, and this guy seems to belong to that wing, who these people just think they're practicing Christianity, and they tell themselves they're practicing Christianity, and they go to church and they rake in all kinds of money, and they do all that kind of stuff, and they open water parks, and they sin and they fail, and then they apologize and they come back to their church and all's good. And that's what this guy is. So yeah, I think he's a fake Christian. And again, that's not to say that all Christians are fakes. He's just part of the Christian wing of fake Christians.
Rebecca?
Again, he had everything that most American males could ever dream of at 28 years old. He had a beautiful wife. He had his first kid, and his businesses were making more money than he ever imagined. Yet he was bummed out.
Well, that I get. That's not that crazy. There's people, they're just never satisfied. I think he's this whole thing sounds like a front for something. This sounds like a scam. This sounds like something they'd open on Ozark. This doesn't sound like a legit business. This
right,
sounds
because
like
something. Once you make the decision that, like, this guy's faking it, like he just hits your meter too hard, then you got to think, well, then this could be a money laundering thing easily. This could just be some rich guy who's trying to get at college girls. I
don't know. Maybe he's going to try and establish as a ministry for tax purposes. I mean, he really did seem to be pushing the whole Christian aspect of whatever this business
hard, right? That wasn't even a soft sell.
All right, what's this next one? I just. All
right, I owe my childhood friend an apology. There was, if you go to the correction on this report, this is the friend I was talking about. What was that, Tuesday?
This is your friend who was hot, but then
she was so cute when we were growing up. She was a cheerleader and everything. She was adorable.
Then she got hooked on the pot, and this is what the pot did to her.
I think it's caffeine. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so check out this correction at the bottom of the story in italics. Can you read that? It's really small on my screen.
Yeah, it says, editor's note, this story has been corrected to say that the woman took $20.28 worth of wine. A previous story said that she had taken $2,028 worth of wine based on the police report, which has also been corrected to say $20.28. She's not even as successful as you'd given her credit for, James.
All right, so I have to make a big correction there. I'm sorry I was so sloppy in my initial reporting. And so the story that went around the world was that she sold $2,000 worth of wine, and it turns out it was just $20 worth of wine. So a big apology. I'm sorry I got it so wrong, and I got it so wrong about a childhood friend even. So I just wanted to say I screwed up on Tuesday, and I wanted to kind of correct the record. Not that anybody's keeping track, but that's a pretty big mistake.
Rebecca, the other day we were talking about, we were comparing notes on who's got the most dirtbaggy childhood friends. You got any friends that you grew up with that ended up, well, James has the high hand right now. He's got a bunch of murderers and some serial rapists. I couldn't compete with that. You got any kids you grew up with that turned into some bad seeds?
No, a couple got shot and killed, when they were young. But other than that, no, I don't. I don't know
No
of anybody
murderers.
who ended up going to jail for a long time that I grew up with. No.
Yeah, James, I'm telling you, James grew up in this small town and
A lot.
a lot of bad dudes there. A lot
Well,
of
I
bad
didn't think it
stuff.
was a lot until you turn 30 or 40 and start conferring with your friends and telling them stories, and they go, "Dude, well, that's not how it went in my school."
No, we had no. You know how like every school had that mass shooter? No, not every school, James. You know how every school had that serial rapist? No, James. Every school didn't have a serial rapist. Well, mine did.
How many of your friends have murdered somebody?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's it.
I just got the one, and it
I
was his
thought that was
mom.
normal. I thought it was
Yeah.
normal, like homecoming mums. I thought it was normal.
All right, what else we got? You got anything else, or is that it? Are those?
Oh
Couple of
yeah, I'm
stories
sorry.
you
Let me
wanted
go to
to
the
touch on?
next one because look, we're just going to. By the way, that is a pretty good sample of what the news is like in Bug Tussle.
Okay.
Some
All right.
one of my cracked out high school friends was shoplifting and got busted. That happens quite a bit. Sometimes they're stealing cars. Sometimes it's like a fraud. Like one of the ladies when we were moving back here, we were looking at a bunch of houses, and one of the houses we looked at, this lady just got arrested for like embezzling from a charity or something like that. That's what the news is like in Bug Tussle. Here's the next one though. And Pugs, I know this is up your alley because
All
protecting
right,
the
here you go.
innocent and all those cool pedo hunters.
Oh,
So check this out. This is a pedo hunter story. Now, this is not the Athens in Greece.
Woo.
This is not the cradle of Western civilization. Socrates, Plato, Aristotle. This is a place that's about, I don't know, 30 miles west of Tyler. And
So you're saying it's not even the Athens in Georgia?
oh my God, no, not even that. This is a great little town though. Like I don't want to bag on Athens. It's just like it's on your way to Canton, or if you're going to
Okay.
the
And
lake.
that's not even the real Canton. But do continue.
To me, it is. That other one's a fake.
Right.
So the story is exactly what you think with the headlines. The headlines are not misleading so much in Bug Tussle, except for that adults only theme part. That's just because y'all don't know. But but y'all know this, and you are not wrong on this one. There's nothing misleading about this story.
All right, tell us about this guy.
Former Athens mayor pleads guilty to sending obscene materials to a minor. Thought he was talking to I think 15 or 16-year-old. What does it say right there? And
Former mayor of Athens has pled guilty on child obscenity violations. He's 64. He sent these to. It doesn't say. You're supposed to
no,
put
no,
all
it's yeah, it says it down.
15-year-old girl.
There it is.
Person
15.
believed. Person believed to be a 15-year-old girl. There it is, right there.
Yeah, and so he's sending her in text form pretty descriptive stuff of what he wants to do to her. Offers to pay her, and then tries to set up a meeting. There were a couple other guys that were busted in the same sting, but the whole time he was talking to cops.
I love it. I love that these peds are so stupid. This is how they've been getting them for 20 years now, and it's just
It's just like To Catch a Predator on television with Chris Hansen, but there was no Chris Hansen, but we had the former mayor of Athens, Texas, going after a 15-year-old girl.
Oh, yeah. This is the whole thing. James and I covered this a few months ago. This is the whole thing on YouTube. There are hundreds and hundreds of pedo hunters who do exactly the same thing that Chris Hansen did. They're just doing it on an independent level. And if you ever have a weekend to kill, it is a great way to just watch YouTube for hours upon hours upon hours.
They really are doing great work, those people.
They're doing God's work.
I think they're actually making a difference. But the shocking part about this one is obviously Home Skillet is in his 60s. Is this the first time he's tried it? Is this the second time he's tried it? Is this the 100th time he's tried it? He's 64 and he's like got a clean enough record that he's the mayor of Athens, which isn't, prestigious to the outside world, but it's something. He had to get people to vote for him.
Great cover if you're going to be like a weird, creepy pedo guy.
No, what bothers me is knowing he probably got away with it a bajillion times, and finally he was talking to cops. Or has he just been fishing in dry wells this whole time, and he's never got a hook? And this one time, he finally had someone interested, and he's so excited because this little dream's going to come true, and it was a cop. That's best case scenario. I really hope that's what happened.
All right, James. What do you have next for us?
I don't know if I believe this one. You know, we got to kind of hype things up in Bug Tussle because we don't have real headlines. So this sounds pretty serious. But I want to point a couple things out. Suspect and officer involved shooting in Troop was planning a mass shooting. There's no such thing as a mass shooting in Troop because there's only like 12 people there. But this is also funny because when you look at the picture that comes with the story, like, look at this. There's a house.
Yeah, I wish we could see it better.
Well, you don't need to see it, but there's nothing to see, and that's kind of the
No.
point. If you took this picture covers like 60 yards. If you took a picture like that, maybe even 100 yards in New Orleans, you would see like 28 houses. You see one. We're in Bug Tussle. You don't always get to see your neighbor just from a plain line of sight vision. Like y'all have never lived like that. You have no idea. And it makes something silly, like when they say, well, you can't pop fireworks on July 4th. No one can tell if I'm popping fireworks on July 4th. No one lives close enough to even know if I'm shooting my gun or there's a burn ban, so I can't burn trash. You can, when you live like with that much space between you and the next person, you can do whatever you want.
What are we
Cops do
looking
not
at here,
exist.
though? What is this that we're looking at? Is this where the police were called to the disturbance, or what? I mean,
yeah. So,
all right. So it's just like somebody in the middle of nowhere. All right, very good.
So there was the Troop Police Department got a call, and we don't know. They didn't say who, but someone said, look, this guy with documented a history of serious mental health problems is planning a mass shooting at a local business. We'll just leave it at that. And so the officers went to this guy's residence, which is right there. This is what we're looking at. Middle of nowhere. There's no one else around. And the crazy guy pointed a gun at the officer, and the officer won the quick draw competition, shot him first. He's not dying. He's not dead. Non-life-threatening injuries, but it ended it right there. And so,
wow. Officer involved shooting nonetheless. Look at that. That's big time. That's big city stuff.
And it looked like it happened right before the party he was planning got going because he had that nice tent outside, and it looked like there was going to be a good time had there pretty soon.
Look at that! Yeah, this big weekend. He had his niece's 8th grade graduation planned for this weekend, and now that's all the shit. You got more, James?
I got one more story from Bug Tussle. This is a quick one too. There's just a funny line in this one. I'm telling you, man, y'all have no idea. Y'all have no how the outside world lives, and because these people, this never gets represented on TV. You know, they don't do any Netflix specials about Troop or Bullard or Chapel Hill or Rusk.
Well, of course they do. Of course they do. Crazy enough happens there, and then yes, they bring the Hollywood film crews down. But you know, there's the bar is high for small town crazy.
Special people come from this little area of the world. You know, Anna Nicole Smith is from Mahia. That's just a little bit that way. So Rusk High School.
Or Rebecca, hold on. James, Rebecca, do either of you guys remember a show that used to air on A&E back in the 90s and the 2000s called City Confidential?
Is that where they talk to the cab drivers?
No, City Confidential was a 1-hour docu show. You know, like today we call them docu-series, but they were 1-hour installments, and it was City Confidential, and every episode was about some small town and the super weird murder that took place in this small town. So it was kind of like your Bug Tussle thing, but every Bug Tussle has some really crazy murder, like whether it was in 1957 or 1997. It's so anyway, that reminded me of when you said these like small town. Every once in a while, something crazy happens. Small town crazy, get you famous.
Okay,
now, I don't remember that show. And living in New Orleans, you know, people get shot here every day. It's not weird or it's not crazy. I mean, it sucks, but you watch the news. Oh, somebody got shot again in New Orleans. It's not like a small town in Texas where cops show up at some guy's house who's got a tent outside of his house and they shoot him.
Yeah,
it's nothing like that.
Okay, so one thing that big city people don't know about small town people is that at some point there's not enough people to sustain all the programs a regular school has. because you can only drive so far to school. So they have to build these schools that are out in the middle of nowhere. And I have friends, like I had a friend that went to Troop that last time we talked about. And when he graduated, there was seriously like 35 people in his class. Like that was the whole senior class. So there's weird mutations that happen when society gets that sparse that y'all haven't been exposed to. Have y'all ever seen 6-man football?
I
Did
thought
you
it
know
was
6-man football
7-man
exists?
football. Yes, yes, I did. Yeah.
They do 8-man up in Oklahoma at the super small
Yeah.
schools. But when you
Okay.
don't have enough guys that you can reliably field 11 starters every year, then sometimes they just go down to 6-man. Well, other programs go away. Like my high school, we didn't have a swim team. We didn't have a wrestling team. We didn't have a lacrosse team. We didn't have a lot of crap because we didn't have the people to sustain it. I don't even think we had like a golf team or anything where you think it's like y'all don't have 4 people that want to play golf. No, we don't. But so this is Rusk. This is a school which I believe is of the 3A size, and it's kind of growing, but like my kids go to a 3A school, and I think they're in the same district as Rusk. But they are now big enough to field a drill team. Can you imagine going to a school that is not big enough to have a drill team? Y'all don't have like 6 chicks that want to dance, and they're like, yeah, they're all cheerleaders. Okay, so you don't have like 12 chicks that want to dance. 6 can be cheerleaders. 6 can be on the drill team. Nah, there's only like 29 people in our graduating class. A couple of them just don't want to do it. I mean, a couple of them are just can't do it. They're overweight or got a club foot or something. So the thing terrible. I want to hype, I know. Dude, when you get to these really small schools, the coaches beg you, it's like, please, will you play basketball? You'll be a starter. You'll play 48 minutes. You'll play the whole damn game. We only have 4 dudes. If we don't have one more guy, we just fold for this season. Right?
Do you know that sometimes when I'm driving cross country, you'll pull off. Maybe you'll want maybe you need gas, so there's a McDonald's there, so you'll get a little gas and you'll go into the McDonald's. And it's always like the McDonald's that's closest to the interstate. And you look off in the parking lot of the McDonald's, and off in the distance, maybe you can see like the light stands of what appears to be a high school, or something. It's like, okay, that's the town high school, and this is the town McDonald's. And then you look around the McDonald's, you go in there and you see a bunch of like teenagers, and you just know that they're kids from the town, and this is the only place they have it. It's so sad, is what I'm saying. Every time I go into one of those small town fast food places and see like some teenager taking my order, I think, I bet you've got nothing to do in this town. I bet you this is like, I'm just passing through. I'm on my way between Chicago and Dallas, and I know where are we? Arkansas? What state am I even in? I don't even know. But I always feel so bad because you're not painting a nice picture, is what I'm saying, James. I'm glad to be a city rat.
Dude, how does this not sound like Jack and Diane, or the John Mellencamp description of America? No, there's plenty to do. It's just a little different.
You know what? And I'll tell you why. Because that's John Mellencamp, and he's describing Indiana. And Indiana is really not rural the way you're describing. Indiana is manageable rural, because no matter where you are in Indiana, you are within an hour and a half's drive of either Indianapolis, Chicago, or Cincinnati. So it's like you're not rural.
Fair
enough. That's the entire state of Indiana. No matter where you are in the state of Indiana, you're within a nice, easy drive of one of those 3 major cities.
There's so much you can do in the country that you just can't do in the city. That's not even an option. It's not even legal. Like sometimes, hey, what are you doing this Saturday?
Are you arguing that there's more stuff to do in the rural country than there is in the city for somebody growing up?
Okay, let me throw some examples here.
I had 2 Dave & Buster's. I had 2. What do you mean?
I know, but listen to like what a candy ass that sounds like compared to my friend Greg has a backhoe, and he dug a big ditch in his dad's pasture. So we're gonna go throw a bunch of old furniture on it with some diesel and set it on fire, and then we're gonna park our trucks around it with the lights on. We're gonna put all the radios on the same station, and then we're gonna drink a bunch, and we'll try and talk the girls into kissing each other.
The town I grew up in Connecticut, it had Interstate 95 going right through it. And that interstate goes from the top of Maine to the bottom of Florida. And my junior high school was right next to Interstate 95, and we would sneak out of there sometimes and go to the rest area, because there was a rest area on Interstate 95 in my town right next to my junior high school. So we just run through the woods, hop over the fence, and go play video games in the rest area of the truck stop on Interstate 95. Well, when the parents and the school folks started finding out about this, they told us not to do that. They said, we don't want these junior high school kids hanging out at the highway rest area on Interstate 95 playing video games, because there's truckers and there's other people who are up there that might not have the best interests of the kids in their minds.
All kinds of grown-up stuff going down at the truck stop. All kinds.
All right, let me show you one more thing about this article while it's still on the screen. If you can scroll down a little bit, right, where there's a picture on the left and then the text gets real skinny, there's a quote from the article I want you to read for me. Yeah, right there, that little paragraph. The
right. All right,
you
I am the quote here. I'm reading it.
No, not that one. Up there where the picture's on the left and the text is on the right. You were there earlier.
There?
No, up. Yeah. See where the yearbook is? Go up a little bit. The top of where the yearbook is on the right. That's the
right here.
There.
Okay. Is that where you want me to be?
Yeah.
All right. So the quote here is let's see here. It says the first team, which started in 1967 and may have stopped in 1970 or 71, was not a school-sponsored team. It was all outside of school and led by the girls on the team. They bought their uniforms, practiced on their own after school, etc. He said the reason the school wouldn't allow them to be official organization is because their uniforms, where we go with this? Scroll down. Was because their uniforms were too racy.
Yeah, so it's like Footloose, apparently in Rusk, 1967 to just 70 or 71. Rusk was the first half hour of Footloose or whatever. That's where Kevin Bacon broke down, and he had to dance.
All right, James, let me, City Rat here, got a question for you, because I've just been sitting here pretending like it doesn't bother. The hell is a drill team? What is this? What am I looking at here? What is this nonsense?
Y'all didn't have a drill team in high school? Oh my God. Where are you from?
So
Becky, did y'all have a drill team?
I don't remember a drill team, but there's something like cheerleaders with sticks.
No, those are majorettes.
No, we had winter guard. We had winter guard. Do you know what winter guard is?
No, we don't even have winter, dude.
Okay, well, winter guard is the big sticks with the flags.
Okay, no. Those are the flags. That's the flag girls. That's the lowest on the hierarchy. There's a social hierarchy with levels. It's like ranks. And just the straight up band nerds, the lowest. Flag girls are right there with them. Majorettes are above them. They're kind of co-equal, but really the drill team's above them, and the cheerleaders are the top of the hierarchy. Period.
All right. So I don't know what this is. This looks ridiculous.
It's the dance crew. Okay, so the secular non-school version of this, I guess, would be like the Rockettes. You know how they get in a line and they do their little kicks, the little kicking girls, the drill team, and then they do dances, and then it's kind of a mix of that. And now Fly girls. No, pom-poms it's not exclusive to cheerleaders, but it's not necessarily part of the drill team. They can do pom-poms sometimes, but they have other props that they'll do, like they'll do the folding chair routines. Are you not familiar with the drill team? There's a folding chair routine.
I'm not familiar with the drill team. I'm looking at something on the screen that looks pulled straight from Toddlers and Tiaras. I don't know what I'm looking at here.
I mean, I hear drill team and I think, what drills do they do?
Yeah, what is it? Sounds like what is this, like military? What is this, like what's that military group you join? I don't know what it is.
The military group you join.
Yeah, there's dances, like
they all dress alike and dance.
No, in college and stuff, it's like the military thing that you join, and they also have it in some high schools. At least they did during the Cold War. I forgot what it was called. It was like
what are you talking about?
Dude, they were in Animal House. You ever seen the movie Animal House? They were in what's that called? It's like a little military gang.
Yeah.
It's not like you're not really in the military, but you're pretending you're in the military and you're like promising that you will join the military if they teach you all this stuff. What's that called? I forgot what that was called.
ROTC.
There it is. That's it.
Thank
Rebecca
you.
for the win.
Thank you.
ROTC.
Thank you. Yes.
ROTC. That's it.
Oh my goodness. All right. Here's something I want you to see. You'll have to look up Drill Team on your own. But this is some 6-man football highlights. You have not seen 6-man football. You need to see this. It's like playing NFL Blitz. You remember that video game where you didn't play with full teams? It's like the NBA Jam of football. So literally 6-man. And the funny part is these schools are so small that they don't have 12 guys to play. So a lot of these guys play both ways. And your best player is probably playing both ways the whole damn game. He's probably the quarterback and your middle linebacker, your best athlete. If you have some freakishly good athlete, that's what he's playing.
6-man football seems a lot more fun than 11-man football.
That is a strong argument that is consistently made. Check it out.
Faster.
Take a look.
But it's not real football. So that's the other argument.
It's not. I mean, it's not. You know, and it's
not.
It's kind of like indoor soccer. Of course,
play a football game.
The scores are going to be higher. There's more highlights, but it's football, but it's not.
It's like a pickup game. When we would play pickup games, it would be. This is like the pickup game, except it's more organized with uniforms and leagues and coaches.
Well, and they got pads on, so they can for real hit.
Yeah, and they practice.
Oh man, these dudes get lit. Lit up.
6-man football. All right, we're at that time now where we're pretty much out of stuff. We can't really. There's nothing to get into here. So,
Becky, did you want to bring it up? We didn't even give you a chance.
Yeah, Becky, you have anything here?
No. I was just 6-man football looks like it's more fun to play than 11-man football. It really does. But
you get more action, and one of the complaints about 11-man football, like I was like the fourth string receiver, and they didn't ever get to throw a pass to me. There's no action that's going to be happening there. You guys spread it out. No, when you're in 6-man football, you're going to get the ball at some point. You're going to get it.
And I've been watching some preseason football, and the Chicago Bears, if they don't get things going, they don't get some more players, they could end up in a 6-man football league. I think it's going to be a long, rough year for the Chicago Bears. I think it's going to be extremely rough this year.
It is year one of the rebuild.
So, oh no, those are the worst years. Who's your quarterback?
Justin Fields. We're building around our quarterback. The future, we've got the quarterback, and now we're in a 4-year rebuild. We're going to let the kid learn the position, and over the next 4 years, we're going to build around him. Next year, heading into the offseason, we have $125 million in cap space. We lead the NFL cap space. We got rid of everybody. We got rid of all of our good players. We got rid of Khalil Mack. We got rid of everybody. We shipped the whole team away. Did nothing but cut salaries. We've got the lowest. We're a terrible team. We're a very terrible team.
Oh, that's not fun. I hate those years.
It really is. It really is. But it's just all about watching the court. Don't break the quarterback this year. Don't break them. Let them just learn. And then we're going to be huge players in free agency. We'll be fine. It's a rebuild. In the process, we trust.
All right, now go download the Florida Stories podcast, or watch it, or share it, or subscribe to it, or whatever. Go check out Florida Stories. I'm up to episode 111. Episode 112 is coming out Sunday.
Look at him go. Rebecca, anything to promote? Anything going on with you?
No, nothing actually. There is absolutely nothing going on with me. I'm just excited for football season.
Amen.
Me too.
I think the Saints are going to do well here this year in New Orleans.
How?
I think they've got one of the 3 best defenses in the NFL. We'll see if Jameis Winston can play. I think the long hair quarterback for Jacksonville is going to go crazy this year.
Trevor Lawrence?
I think the kid out of Clemson is going to go absolutely berserk this year, because if you look at great quarterbacks, it's always the second year when they take off. They always have a rough first year. Remember Troy Aikman? They always have a rough first year, but the second year is when they take off. And that should have happened to your guy in Chicago this year, Fields, but that's not going to happen. It's going to happen with Lawrence in Jacksonville. I think he's going to be. I think
That's
he's
kind of a
gonna go
bold
crazy.
statement, though.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily true because I don't think Jacksonville has any more talent than the Bears have. I think both guys are in really bad situations. The only upside is that I think I trust the coaching staff, the new coaching staff that they have with Justin Fields, more than I like what's going on down there in Jacksonville.
Well, Jacksonville got the new coach because Urban Meyer failed bad last year,
Yeah.
and they've got a lot of good
Saints.
young players, and I just think that Lawrence kid and his long hair is going to take off this year. I really do. I think he's going to go nuts.
That's a hot sports opinion.
Yeah, that is because that's not a very good team. That's I would expect the Jacksonville Jaguars to be at the bottom of the league.
Put a thumbtack on this. Just write it down somewhere and just say, hey, it was on this day. What is today? The 25th that you said that. And we'll go check in. We'll check in at the end of the year. Because if you're right, that's a really cool. And I like it because it's optimistic. And we saw him do so good in college. And you want him to do well. And it's a better storyline. We don't want all these people. We can't have
I love fantasy football. And, my draft is next week. And we can talk about that in the future. I just think he's going to have a big year. That's all.
Tyron Smith, bad news for you, James, and your Cowboys today. That's not good. That's he's
out till December. His hamstring fell off the bone.
Yeah, he's out till December, and that's optimistic. I mean, he's coming back from a major surgery, and December is when he can start. Theoretically, if everything goes perfectly, he's out for the season. This is for a guy his age. God love him, the perennial All-Pro. A guy his age, this kind of injury, he's out for the season. He won't play
the last couple of years. He's missed a lot of games.
He has.
He's been slowly breaking down the last couple of years.
Yeah. I mean, 32.
Hey, I hate to be a jerk, but is Ezekiel Elliott done?
Yep.
Why I keep hearing that? Why is everyone so resolute about that?
Go back to last year, Parker. If you're watching a Cowboys game and you're a Cowboys fan, who do you want to see taking the ball in the backfield? Tony Pollard or Ezekiel Elliott?
Well,
everybody wanted to see Pollard.
In hindsight, it's Pollard.
Yeah.
Here's the thing with running backs. And Ezekiel Elliott is unfortunately one of these bridge running backs from a period of time when the running back was somebody who you counted on. He was one of your highest paid players, and he was one of the main people in your offense. To what the running back position is today. A dime a dozen Bic lighter of a position that you can draft in the 6th round, run into the ground, and then toss aside at the end of 1 year. That's what running backs are. We look at Ezekiel Elliott and we remember what a superstar he was, and we had dreams of him being Tony Dorsett or Emmitt Smith, being with the team for 10 years. That ain't what running backs do anymore. We break running backs now. We run them into the ground. We break them after 2 to 3 years, and then we go, oh, you're coming off your rookie deal? Yeah, we're not going to pay you a second contract. You go somewhere. Look at Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley is about ready to be thrown on the trash heap of football history. Emmitt Smith, we got 3, 4, 5 great years on Emmitt Smith. But yeah, man, it's over. You want your running backs to be 22, 23 years old. You never want to be paying a running back that's over 26.
Well, he sure is chewing up a lot of cap space if that's his role on the team.
He is. It's romantic. It's because we love him. It's because we have a sentimental attachment to him. But the cold, hard nuts and dimes of the NFL says, you need to move on, son, because we're paying you way too much money for a position. We could pay a kid a 7th round draft pick out of, Florida Atlantic, and we'll let him chew some shit up. And you know what? If he gets hurt, so what? We'll throw him aside and we'll get a 5th round pick out of Western Texas, and we'll run him into the ground. That is the least important position on a football team now. The running back position. They just run him into the ground. It's crazy. I mean, John, you and I, we come from the era of the Walter Payton, Earl Campbell, Tony Dorsett, Franco Harris, where they were the most important players on the football team. Not anymore.
Yeah, it's a different world now. Like you said, you draft anybody out of the 5th or 6th round. If they're running behind a good offensive line, they're going to get the job done.
All you need the running back position for these days is 3, maybe 4 yards.
All right, so let's apply that theory to the last few Super Bowls. So who was the star running back for the Rams this year? Exactly.
Well,
Who was this?
their star running back got hurt last year, and a guy who used to be with the Patriots named Sony Michel ended up running for them in the playoffs, and he did all right.
Exactly. They did not have a marquee player as their running back. The year before that, wasn't it the Chiefs that won? And who was their marquee running back? Nobody. Year before that, who won it? It was Tampa. Or no, it was Tampa. It was Tampa 2 years ago. Who was their marquee running back? Do we even know? Leonard Fournette, I think.
Yeah, Fournette.
I mean, but I mean, he's
Well, he
not. He's
wasn't
not
the
a
reason.
franchise. There's not
No.
a franchise player. When's the last time we even had a franchise player as a running back win the Super Bowl?
Maybe Zeke was the last actual running back that you could look at and say that's a franchise level player for a team. But that was 3 years ago, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know who's the best running back in the NFL. I mean, running backs are totally forgettable now.
So, how are the Cowboys going to do? They're going to win.
Well, luckily they're in a bad division.
Horrible
because
division.
The Giants stink. Washington is Washington, and Philadelphia. It all depends how Jalen Hurts does. But the Cowboys are in a pretty lame division, so they should do all right. Good thing they're not in the AFC West with the Chiefs and the Chargers. And
I know, but we're saying playoffs.
Yeah,
they should. They should win their division. They should win the division going outright. But then are they going to be battle tested enough to play a team from a good division? Because really, this is a trash division. Washington, Philadelphia,
Could.
look, don't sleep on Philadelphia. That's a legit team. I'm not sold on Jalen, though. I'm not sure that he's the answer at quarterback for them.
No, we'll see. But Parker, the team that knocked the Cowboys out last year, San Francisco, they benched their quarterback. He's number 2 right now. Garoppolo has won 70% of the games that he's played in. He's brought them to the Super Bowl. He got them to the NFC Championship game another year. They almost win every game he plays, yet they're saying, see you later, pal. We're going with this other dude.
Yeah, Trey Lance. Kyle Shanahan wants to make Trey Lance his perfect quarterback. That's it. Jimmy Garoppolo was inherited. Jimmy Garoppolo did a fine job. You know where Jimmy Garoppolo is going to go? Seattle.
That's probably where he's going to end up.
Yeah, get him up there in Seattle because Geno Smith can't quarterback a major football team. What are they thinking up there in Seattle? They got Geno Smith taking snaps.
What happened to Russell Wilson? Did I miss something? What happened?
He's in Denver. He's traded him.
Yeah, massive blockbuster trade.
Sorry,
all right, thank you, Rebecca. It's always good to see you. You are welcome back at any time. Everybody say goodbye to Rebecca as she waves
Watch
bye-bye.
Florida.
Thanks for having me.
There goes James, too. Bye, James. All right, everybody's gone. Okay, I'm going to bed. I'll see you tomorrow at noon for High Noon right here on the Radio Misfits podcast platform. High Noon, hot topics, trends, current events, all the good stuff. I'll just give you everything you need to know about your day. That's tomorrow. Then we'll all go into the weekend very peacefully. I'm going to bed. I am going to bed. I'm going to take some melatonin gummies. I'm going to put on an episode of Breaking Bad. Yeah, I'm re-binging Breaking Bad now. Season 1, episode 6, I think I'm on. So I'm going to crawl into bed, and I'm going to watch Breaking Bad, and I will see you in the morning. I hope you have a great night. Bye, everybody. Appreciate you.
I am on a never-ending quest. Tomorrow is another day. The best is yet to come. I have found a different way, so baffling to some. I can smile a little now. Things are going good. I always had to be on guard. That is understood. Down the road I'll travel, far from the comfort nest. I am on a never-ending quest. I am on a never-ending quest.